Everybody, Matthew Harrison here. I want to talk to you guys today about a growing pandemic called the coronavirus hyperbole. Hyperbole, making something greatly exaggerated to seem like something entirely different. Now, the coronavirus seems like a scary thing, and there's a lot of fear going on, a lot of anxiety, and this is multifactorial for a number of reasons, but the main one is fear, and the lockdown that we're in right now has resulted from mass exaggeration of the supposedly profound effects of this virus. Not saying that the virus doesn't exist, I'm just saying that it has been grossly exaggerated into a hyperbole to create a false epidemic of fear. So what this is doing is it's causing people to stay in their homes, shut up, away from society, not working, not supporting themselves, and it's hurting our economy. Why has this happened? It's spread all over the world. Supposedly America is one of the hardest hit nations in the world, and that's because we supposedly have the greatest number of cases, or close to the greatest number. Well, let's talk about some of the scariest things about this virus. A lot of people talk about they're scared that they're not going to be able to breathe. Nobody wants to feel like they're not able to get enough air or enough oxygen. I'm a medical doctor. I know that the term dyspnea, shortness of breath, is a subjective term. It's a feeling. It doesn't mean you're not getting enough air or enough oxygen. So people who get this virus oftentimes are reported to feel a sensation of dyspnea. They feel out of breath, like when you've been running. That doesn't mean you're not getting enough oxygen, right? When you're running, your body actually has more oxygen than when you're standing still. It simply means that you have an increased work of breathing. So what happens is that you get a little bit of extra fluid in your lungs. This is one of the many causes that can cause this feeling. It's not just one thing, it's a whole host of things that can cause it. But when you get this virus, a little bit of extra fluid increases slightly the amount of work that your muscles have to do to take a deep breath or inspiration. This causes a sensation that, oh man, I have to work a little bit harder to take a deep breath. And that can be alarming for some people. But that does not mean that you have impending respiratory failure or that you're going to die. It doesn't mean you're not getting enough oxygen. It just means that you have a feeling. That's all it means. Another thing that's been extremely blown up about this virus is the mortality rate. And it's not been blown up in the sense that the media has fabricated information. They're not lying. The statistics you see on that TV screen are real. Except for one caveat. The total number of cases that it says is much smaller than the actual number of cases. That's because they're telling you the number of cases that have been reported. Most people who get this virus experience mild to moderate symptoms. Maybe they think they have a cold. Maybe they spend a couple days in bed, stay home from work, you name it. But they don't get tested. The vast majority of people don't go to the doctor. And in my state, at my hospital where I work, people are not getting tested unless they're in danger of critical illness because they have a pre-existing health condition. That's when they get tested. So right off the bat, they're only testing severe cases. They're not testing the mild ones, the moderate ones, the ones who stay home. They're only testing those who come in and are in danger of imminent respiratory failure and shortness of oxygen. So it increases the mortality of this because they're grossly underestimating the number of cases. So you have a virus of which the mortality and the danger of supposedly not being able to take a breath or get enough air is being grossly exaggerated. And why is this happening? Well, the media is alarmist. I'm not sure if you knew, but every time something bad or remotely bad happens in the world, the media is all over it, and they don't play it down. They play it up, and they make it seem as bad as they possibly can. So why is the media doing this? To make it seem like this virus is wiping out our economy, wiping out our country, and we need better leadership. Obviously, there's an agenda in that because the current leader of the country is Republican, and there's an election coming up in 7 or 8 months, and they would like to see him not get reelected. Obviously, they have no qualms about making known how hostile they are toward the current president. So next time you go out, you go shopping, you go to the grocery store, or you're just walking down the street and you come within 6 feet of another person accidentally who's not wearing a mask, I recommend you stop calmly instead of hyperventilating and getting all short of breath, because that's just a feeling. Say a prayer and hope that you don't get it. But in the end, if you do get it, God will keep you alive if He has plans for you to remain on this earth. So that's what I have for you today, and please think about in the future whether it's more patriotic to stay home or more patriotic to go out and support your local businesses and help us get over the hump of this virus, so that it takes less of a toll on our economy overall. We've been going into greater debt because of the lack of business, the lack of purchases that are being made, and this is going to be drawn out a lot longer because we're going into debt in order to not feel the immediate burn of the knock that our economy is taking. So please think about the effects of the long-term implications of what we're going through in this economy and also with the upcoming election. Thank you.